What is this? The Baus Ultimate Solo Queue Guide.
Actually,
Okay, sounds interesting. I'll just give this one a little watch and... There's no lane quite like top lane. If you were to compare it to anything, it's sort of like an MMA fight, but after you've already won the fight, you've beat the guy down, he's on the ground, he's gasping for air. That's when the ref encourages you to keep just beating the shit out of him, just keep going at him. And because of this, arguably the hardest part of the lane is coming back after you start losing. What would be nice is if Korea was hosting Worlds this year, because, you know, that way we would be able to learn from the best at how to play from behind when they get blasted by 16-year-olds in Korean solo queue. Yeah, so Korea's hosting Worlds this year, which means that while the players are boot camping, we have a lot of VODs to be able to choose from to learn how to play from behind, like, you know, 369. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. JDG's 369, the MSI winning top laner, extremely consistent, locks in great picks like Kasante, plays Sion really well, plays Poppy. So in this video, I want to take a look at a couple quintessential 369 top lane games, and take a look at how he manages to come back even after getting solo killed within the first 1 minute. Although, you know what? Cut the music. The more I say this, the less I believe in it. Is top lane really a role where you should learn how to play from behind? Why the hell would I want to learn to be better at being this guy when I could be this guy? I don't need to learn how to play from behind if I never get behind. Actually, you know what? Fuck 369. Fuck JDG. They're boring. I said it. First seed in the LPL? And for what? So they can bow out before quarterfinals at Worlds. JDG? Bunch of frauds. What we need is a real team. One that will win Worlds. One with a real top laner. But he's not just a real top laner, is he? He's so much more than that. The thing under the bed. Legend has it, this man, Darius, altered his kindergarten teacher. A top laner that doesn't fuck around. A top laner that will solo kill you and your kids. If the coaching staff make him pick a tank, he'll solo kill them. He is the Chinese Fiora. He is the Chinese Darius of your nightmares. He's even the Chinese Nunu. Ladies and gentlemen, we need Weibo Gaming and we need the Shai. Sorry, just got a little heated there. That was... So how does he do it? Right away, I want to start off by pointing out something that the Shai does that almost no one else in the pro league scene does. And that is that when he's playing on stage, 5 to 10 seconds before the Nexus explodes, the Shai's actually already left the building. He's gone. And he does this because, frankly, he's a baller, and he doesn't care. Now, what's interesting about this is that this baller mindset translates very heavily into the way the guy plays the game. He has what I like to call an abusive prison guard mindset, and this is what I'd like to teach you today. It's a way of thinking about solo queue that you can steal from the Shai and implement in your own games that is designed to specifically leave your lane opponents just completely fucking miserable. There are 3 parts to this mindset: confidence, outthink, and carry. Now, helpfully, this almost spells cock. In top lane, there's this idea that if you want to play to win, the way you should be playing is very consistently. You don't want to be taking any risks. You want to be going even in lane. If you play like this, you need to wake the fuck up, alright? You're not going to get carried by some adult diaper consumer. You're not going to get carried by the major incest doer, alright? You are the carry. There is a clear distinction between playing to win and playing to avoid losing. And this is something that the Shai understands very well. Even when the Shai is playing Ornn, he's constantly looking to create and press an advantage. He doesn't ever settle. Going even is not good enough, and this is literally against the best players in the world. Now, when you're playing Ornn, you're playing against Bronze Timmy. And Bronze Timmy's 9 years old, and he gets the shakes and some tummy pain whenever he misses CS. When you're playing against little creatures like that, not only can you create micro advantages, but there's probably solo kills, particularly if you have good mechanics. Now, if you want proof of that, take a look at this crazy Ornn combo solo kill that I got on the target dummy in the practice range. Damn it. Holy fuck! I'm nasty! Now you might be thinking, Matt, why did we just watch that? But here's the point. If I can do the nastiest combo you've ever seen in your entire fucking life on a target dummy, then you can do better than going even in lane, okay? play with that mindset, play with the confident mindset of, I'm gonna win this lane, I'm gonna crush my laner, trust me, you'll win so many more games. Now what I want to do is take a look at a couple of strategies that the Shai uses in his games to ensure that he can actually make good on this mindset. And these are actually quite easy, you're gonna be able to do them, and they're really effective. We're now moving on from talking about the Shai's confidence into talking about the way the Shai outthinks his laner. There's no better way to understand the way someone plays lane than watching one of their laning phases. So we're going to watch one of the Shai's laning phases through an artistic recreation, because unfortunately I don't have the footage, where he's playing Renekton into Illaoi. And this is usually a pretty tricky matchup, but he has a couple of strategies he does to turn Illaoi into like a much less lethal, much less threatening thing. And these strategies are actually applicable to lots of different laning phases. So I want to show you this lane and analyze it a little bit. A recent Pro Guides video said that
having the pushing wave in top is literally everything that matters.
Now, while Blood from Pro Guides is undeniably preaching here, he's also only half to a quarter right. Don't get me wrong, we love pushing the wave, but what we like more is the grief-stricken, half-digested corpse of our opponent. Let me show you how the Shai kills his laner in a losing matchup. Now, if I were to say to you that Illaoi vs Renekton is a losing matchup for the Renekton, you would probably go, why? Well, because I'm TweetTV, and so you trust everything that I say. But the reason lies not in the fact that I'm TweetTV and you should listen to me, but rather that Illaoi's trading pattern is completely unbeatable if she lands everything. So what do we do when faced with insurmountable odds like Illaoi's E? Well, the first thing is we start by pretending she doesn't have it, and then think about what the lane looks like. In this lane, if Illaoi doesn't have E, she can't do anything. If she walks up to try and get anything done, Renekton will go E, W, Q, flash, nasty solo, bolo, crazy Ornn combo, ignite, flash, kill. Bronze Timmy from before could win this lane if Illaoi had two abilities. That's question number one. Question number two, how can I take her E away from her? In this brilliant recreation, again, I'm sorry I don't have the original footage, my hard drive got corrupted and I didn't want to re-record it, anyway, in this crazy recreation, you can see that the Shai positions extremely aggressively. Look where he is. Now you look at this and your danger lights might be going off in your head. You're like, dude, the Shai, chill, bro. Chill, you gotta walk back. That guy could walk up and kill your ass. But if you think like this, you're actually wrong. You're actually very, very wrong. You need to change your mindset. There are two ways you can make sure Illaoi can't use her E. Number one is to avoid it. And number two, and there is a clear distinction here, is to dodge it. And the Shai is playing to dodge her E. Well, what's the distinction? Well, let's have a look at one of your games. Take a look at the position here. This is Illaoi's E range, and this is you, pussy. Look at where you're standing, right? You're outside of her E range, she can't hit it on you. But also look who has full priority over the wave. Look who is just undoubtedly, undeniably hard shit stomping this lane, right? This is one way to play around Illaoi E, and it's to give it respect. This is avoiding her E, this is staying away from it. And not only is it obvious that it's, not the play, because you have zero priority over the wave, and you're gonna get hard shoved in every wave, but it's also kind of nice edge, because if you screw up the spacing for 1 second, then don't dodge very well, you get hit by the E anyway. So you've been giving up all this priority for the wave, and you're still losing half your HP, and it's just miserable. But if we go back to the Shai, look where he's standing. He's standing up in the wave so that Illaoi's E is completely useless. And doing this has made Illaoi a 2-ability champ. It's like we talked about earlier. But that's not it. No. There are a couple more things you can do if you want to win even harder. The Shai likes to walk in front of his melee minions and emote. And then the Illaoi's going to get real mad. She's going to get real pent up and like throw her E. And then the Shai calmly steps back behind his melee minion. And from there, it's very simple. Once your opponent has no threat, you can just abuse them using laning fundamentals. You can get a free shove in, you can get free trades on them, you can get free damage on them, you can call for ganks with your jungler, call for dives. You can even proxy the wave if you're winning hard enough, go for tower plates. Like the game is free once your opponent is weaker in fighting than you are. So that was very Illaoi specific, but what's the general idea here? How does the Shai create laning advantages in any situation? And the idea is, I call it threat analysis. And it's where you take what your opponent is good at, and you think very hard about, like, okay, how are they going to beat the shit out of me? And then you just steal that from them. You do whatever you can to take it away from them. So if it's a Teemo top, okay, he's going to be really good at poking you out. He wants to be baiting you into the mushrooms. He wants to be, blinding you when you try to trade him. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, my trading windows are after he uses Q. I want the wave on my side so I can try to run him down. He's not going to be good at extended trades. I'm going to try to minimize the amount of poke damage I take in my laning phase, and I'm going to rush sweepers so that I'm not walking over shrooms while I'm all-inning him. Alright, it's stuff like that. It's threat analysis. It's very simple. The Shai does it in every single laning phase, and it's how he's getting solo kills playing Ornn into Renekton. The takeaway here is that next time you're in your silver game, you little rat, and you're playing against Bronze Timmy, make sure that you think about what Bronze Timmy can do and then take it away from him. That's all you need to do. Perform a little bit of threat analysis and then do some critical thinking, and then you'll win the lane. Very simple, as long as you execute it properly. So we've talked about adopting the Shai's confident mindset, the idea that I'm going to be leaving my PC 2 to 3 minutes before the enemy nexus explodes because we're going to be winning that hard. We shun the idea of just go even. Let me reiterate, we're not here to play like 369, because he plays like a bitch, and his team isn't winning worlds, alright? You need to approach the laning phase with the mindset that I will dominate my opponent. Next, we talked about outthinking your opponent. We looked at the idea of threat analysis, and we talked about playing around your opponent's strength and turning it into a weakness. And finally, I'm going to talk about carrying the game like the Shai does. I'm going to teach you how to carry just like the Shai after winning lane. Who am I kidding? You can't teach that shit. It's innate. It's fucking demonic. These other top lane frauds, they can't even comprehend it. The Shai's on another fucking level. 369, Zeus, Dorn, they quake at the mention of his name. He's fucking back, baby. He's back. In China, they call him the Nightmare. In Australia, we call him the Gruffalo. In Korea, they already call him the champion. But he's not just the champ. He's the thing under the bed. He is the Chinese Fiora. He is the Chinese Darius. He's even the Chinese fucking Nunu. It's the Shai, baby. He's back. And it's almost like he never even left.
One more wave and you get slammed. Dumb, stop smoking.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the World Final.
I don't care for the sound like Sasuke. G to a 3Q, sent to the GP if it's a part.